Brightest blessings, everyone. Psychic medium Elizabeth Grove, the Paranormal Priestess. Welcome to the Paranormal Priestess YouTube channel, and thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you to those of you who have already subscribed to this channel. I appreciate all of you, and if you are new, hopefully you'll become a subscriber. I would love to have you here. This particular video is going to be for twin flames, so if you are a twin flame, if you have been having trouble with separation, getting upset about separation, if you're going through the holiday season now and you're having the holiday blues because of the separation with your twin flame, definitely want to listen up. And if you are in the southern hemisphere and it's not holiday season, it's the summertime, you still want to listen up because this is going to help you if you are struggling with this. And I know as a twin flame, how difficult this journey can be. I know some of the pitfalls here that we can go through, and I know it's so important to clarify what is truth versus illusion. So let's get right into it. Right, guys? Nomies are my homies. I love them. Let's talk about separation and how we can actually unwrap those gifts of separation. So I know through doing so many readings for twin flames, I do readings for everyone, but I do have a lot of clientele who are twin flames. They find it very difficult, obviously, going through the separation phase. Now, is there really such thing as separation? In fact, there is not. Separation really is an illusion, and that's kind of where it triggers a lot of people into thinking that they really are separated from their beloved and they need to have their beloved, and they form this attachment, this need for a person, need for a specific outcome, and that they figure they cannot be happy unless this particular outcome happens. Until this person comes into their life, they have to sit and wait. They can't be happy. They can't do anything. Life is just horrible until twin flame physical separation is over, because there's no real energetic twin separation. And this is just false. So, I think it's really very important when people are upset about the twin flame separation. I know people sometimes get angry about it. To understand what is actually true versus illusion, so that way we can work with it better. So no, there is not really a separation when it comes to the energy, but physically, yes, this can happen, and it can happen several times. There can be longer separations, there can be shorter separations. And it's important to realize with separations, I'm just saying it for the sake of we understand physically, that there's so many gifts that we are reaping from it. It really is helping us in so many ways. It's not to torture us. It's not to make our lives worse. It can be very painful. Yes, this is absolutely true. Of course, I'm a twin, so I realize this. But we have to understand what it really means. What are the messages here? What is it really trying to get across to us? And it's really trying to get across to us is that we haven't been loving ourselves, right? We've had reasons why we couldn't or shouldn't love ourselves. And we have gone through lots of different things in our lives, different traumas, childhood pain, things that have happened when we were young adolescents, even young adults, things have happened that have really created this limitation within us, our inability to truly love ourselves and be whole, right? And when we meet our twin, it really does trigger so many of these things. First, it really brings out this amazing love bubble stage, right? And we're kind of walking on air. But then after that, it brings up so many painful memories from the past and so many habits and behaviors and beliefs and emotions that it's highly overwhelming. Right? But we have to understand we can use all of what our twin is mirroring back to us in a way where it's helping us to become more whole. So if you are in separation at this time, it's to understand it's for your benefit. It is actually helping you and your beloved to actually come home to yourselves, come home to source, because that's the only way you'll be able to come home to each other. So it really can get us to look at things that we have repressed for a very long time. It can get us to really change things that we have just walked away from, that we just felt like we couldn't change or we didn't want to change. It can really get us to see things about ourselves and our lives that we didn't see. Maybe we were too resistant to it, shut off to it. Walking around with false masks, false identities, false ways of perceiving ourselves in life. And the twin flame really does get us to see everything that's not us. So these really are gifts. These are opportunities. These are fantastic opportunities to make specific changes, to make them stick, and to really feel so much better within ourselves, to really feel that peace, to really understand our beauty on every level, to really understand our power and how effective that we can be in the world, to understand what we have in terms of our talents and our abilities and what we're really here for. And so if you are in separation, I think it's hard for twin flames to not see it as a rejection. And if you do see it as a rejection, it is for you to understand that rejection is one of those main wounds that are coming up. Rejection and abandonment could be one of those, the two of those main wounds that are really meant for you to heal. So that way you're not rejecting yourself, you're not abandoning yourself, right? And you are feeling a lot more unified within. And when you do feel unified within, you begin to come into this space of neutrality where you really can experience bliss, just knowing that you can be happy right now. You don't have to stay attached to a certain outcome, right? That whatever is meant to happen in your life, that you are accepting the truth of things rather than holding on to something that you think is going to happen, that you need to happen. It's just really just inviting in what is really in alignment with you and really in alignment with your path. So these are really great things. And I want you to realize this, that if you are going through separation, you are upset, and you have been working. If you have been working on your wounds, you have been working on the shadow work. So important with twin flames. So if things aren't working out in the physical, it's because the energies aren't working out. They're pushing, they're pulling, they're running, they're chasing, they're all over the place. And it's because it's not in harmony, right? When energies are out of balance like that, out of alignment, the magnets are all over the place. So if you are not ready, right, you are not prepared, and you'll know. You'll feel peaceful inside. You'll love yourself. You'll feel powerful. You'll be doing things out in the world. You won't be worrying about the future. You won't be worrying about the outcome. You won't be worrying. You'll be trusting and surrendering and just really feeling good in each and every moment, each and every day. That's how you know. But if you have been doing the work and you've been making a lot of progress, and you're understanding that your twin is actually moving farther away from you, not contacting you, sometimes they ghost, sometimes like they make false accounts to kind of spy on you on social media. I hear all kinds of interesting things, and you wonder why, right? Why is this happening? I'm doing all of this work. I hear this from feminines a lot. I'm doing all of this work. I have definitely had breakthroughs with the child healing, and I'm starting my business, and I'm finally putting my foot forward, and I'm speaking out and feeling powerful in my throat chakra. Then why is my twin not coming forward? What is this all about? And I want you to realize this. If you are doing really well and you have moved the needle, you've shifted the energy, you are in a higher spot, right? Higher space, higher alignment. What's happening here is your beloved is now having all of those wounds come up, those same types of wounds. It may be applied to different facets of their life, but they will be having the rejection, the abandonment, the issues with control or power, false masks, or whatever the case may be. They'll be having those same chakra woundings coming up on their end. And so that's a lot of purging. That's a lot of operating from a negative place. It's a lot of fear coming up. It's a lot of feeling unworthy and undeserving and feeling shame and guilt and regrets and all those sorts of things that I know, if you are Divine Feminine watching this, that you have been going through and hopefully been working on. Then your counterpart is basically working on this stuff, right, to uh, experience more wholeness themselves, right? Um, I want you to understand that if you are having the blues about this, that these gifts of separation are to be grateful for. They really are. If you are doing this work, then you're having your counterpart have these things come up so they can do the work too. I usually get the question, well, can they ignore the work? Can they push it away? Can they resist it? And yes, they have free will to do that. But as you know, if you are doing something for a long time that's not serving you, if you have been out of alignment, and we have all these divine energies that are helping us, after a while, it's going to be almost made impossible to continue on that same track, right? Without tower moments happening. And it becomes so painful, so unbearable that finally we get to see, right? We get to see where we're going wrong, where we're out of alignment with ourselves and our path. The universe is brilliant in that way. So I wouldn't worry about it. So say you're doing all this work and you're wondering, like, maybe my counterpart's not. Now I'm not hearing from them. Will I ever hear from them? They're still in their karmic marriage. Will they ever come out of their karmic marriage? Well, if you've been working on transmuting that karma, and if you have been working on renouncing any permissions where you've given away your power to any lower forces, lower energies, people, beings, all these things, if you've been working on transmuting karma and doing all these things and getting rid of contracts and vows and agreements, old ones from all these different lifetimes that have not been serving your empowerment, if you've been doing this work, this is helping so much. And when things need to end, they will end. You do not need to worry about that. You do not need to worry whatsoever. Always remember that things are happening for a reason. They're happening for you. Okay, life is happening for you. And this journey is so much grander. It's so much more vast than just you and your beloved. We are moving forward as a collective, and just collectively speaking, we are doing a fantastic job, and things are moving along very quickly, and that's why it's been so painful and so overwhelming. Keep an open heart space is my suggestion. This is going to be really helpful. Even if your twin is lost in toxicity right now, if you are working on your toxicity and you are also working on clearing anywhere where that toxicity would show up between you and your twin flame. Okay, so if you're holding on to resentment between you and your twin, no matter what happened, this lifetime, perhaps other lifetimes, things have happened, like betrayal and rejection and abandonment and all these things. Perhaps there's some unforgiveness there. Right? If you are working on healing all of that, both within you and also between you and your beloved, then this is really just opening everything up. It's allowing that love to flow between you. Okay? And it's also displaying unconditional love. So even though your twin may be going through a toxic karmic connection, right? Toxic habits, toxic behaviors, have you not had them yourself? Toxic behaviors, toxic beliefs, all these things. It's for us to have compassion for our twin, to realize there are certain things they need to learn, to understand it's for them to pick themselves up and do the work, and to just hold that space with love and not resentment, without judgment. Because if there is judgment there, then that really is judgment that you are holding on to within yourself, that you're judging yourself. So therefore you are judging others, judging your twin. So that's something else that can be a gift then, if that shows up, to work on that while you are not physically able to hold that balance with your twin yet. But all of it is happening for a reason. So I want you to realize that. Keep that love there for your twin. If they are acting in a way where it's not displaying love to you, maybe they're not treating you right, maybe they're not respecting you, and all of these things, it's not for you to accept that because there's unconditional love there, meaning that you're allowing them to treat you in that way and that you're giving your power away and allowing for yourself to be disrespected. If so, those are going to be your issues to work on. But then to create those healthy boundaries is going to be most helpful, but to do it in a way where you're still holding space with love, forgiving them, understanding they're going through ego, understanding they're living from illusion, and that there's certainly something that you can do to shine a light on them. Absolutely. You can be their lighthouse. But if there isn't a lighthouse there for them, and there's only judgment and just ridicule towards their end and saying, hey, this journey sucks, and then they're never going to do anything right, then, I don't know what to tell you. Right? I know there's some twin flames that do that, but it's not helpful, and it is coming from a wounded place. But this does not, if you were celebrating the holiday seasons, it does not have to be a season where you need to be sad and crying and feeling awful and not wanting to be happy because your twin flame isn't physically there with you. Your twin flame wants you to be happy. Your twin flame wants you to enjoy your life. Your twin flame wants you to have a happy holiday season, right? You guys are always together. You guys are together right here and right now. And realizing that you are each other is just a fantastic affirmation. It's a fantastic way of just realizing the truth, celebrating that gift that you are already one, that separation is an illusion. In all kinds of ways, separation is an illusion, right? So I just wanted to make this video to just remind people out there that if you are going through a rough time with the separation, things maybe are not where you thought they would be, maybe your twin flame is pulling back a little bit more, it's not because something is going wrong. It's actually because things are going really right and things are moving very quickly and accelerating. So therefore, there's just more of that shadow work coming up. But it doesn't mean that your twin flame doesn't want you. It doesn't mean that your twin flame is never going to be with you. There's no guarantees, but it doesn't mean that they're not going to be with you. It just means that they need to do more work on finding themselves, right? Healing themselves, becoming their better version, right? And you're doing the same. And so everything is wonderful then. If you are both healing, then what could be bad about that, right? If we think of that in that way, yes, it's painful, but it's very true that if we are working on our healing, then we are choosing ourselves. And this is the greatest thing that we could do, is choose ourselves, choose to make positive changes within ourselves, right? It's a very bold step. It's a very strong step, and you should all be just commended for it. Okay, so I see you. I see you. So I just want to wish everyone a very happy holiday season, okay, no matter what you're celebrating, and to have you realize that there is no need for you to be upset about your twin flame, because you are exactly where you ought to be, and so is your beloved. Okay? So from the heart of the darkness is born the light, brightest blessings. And if you are struggling with this, feel free to contact me, theparanormalpriestess.com. I would love to be able to set up a reading session with you, and we can see what is there for you, so that way you can have more of a clarified path, right, and know what's going on, and so that way you can shift those things, because that's what we're looking to do on the ascension journey, is shift. Brightest blessings, and I will see you all soon. Take care. I love you. Bye-bye.